Oh man, you hate to see it. Yup, you guessed it, that's me. And you're probably wondering, Jared, how did you end up in this predicament? Well, it's a funny story, but before we get there, I have to take you back to the beginning. So let's rewind a little bit. This is race number 4 in the league that I race in Le Mans Ultimate. We're at Imola. It's a multi-class race, but unfortunately only 3 of our hypers made it to the grid, so it's not that much of a multi-class race. And that's me right there in the AMG. This race was nutty, to say the least. There was a lot that happened in this race, and we're gonna cover some of the wonderful little highlights. The race is an hour and a half long. I'm not gonna subject it to the full hour and a half, so let's get ready to go green down on the grid, and I'll see you guys after lap 1.
Side. Shot on the left. Keep on the left. Keep your line. Stay on the right. Stay on the right. Left clear. About the car right behind.
So, initially at race start, we started off P10, and I felt pretty confident about this race, I'm not gonna lie. Compared to most of the other tracks that I'd been on in this league for this season, I had decently good pace, you know? Or at least what I felt was decently good pace. Now, of course, this league is full of very talented people who are much, much faster than I am, but I managed to still qualify top 10 when normally I'm starting 15 or less. So, all in all, I felt really good about this race. Little did I know, a lot of things were gonna happen in this race that were gonna make all of that confidence go bye-bye. So, let's let's get over to some of the chaos. So we're currently in 7th and coming into Acqua Minerale. As you guys know, if you get on the gas too soon, you'll end up doing this, and that costs me 1 position. So you think, all right, get back on track, you'll be fine. 8th place, right? Nope, somehow sent it into the wall. Now I'm in 9th. Now I'm getting a little frustrated, and here comes 10th place to take over me. And now I've dropped to 10th, and we're back right where we started. Surely it couldn't get worse though, right? We just keep it smooth, we keep going, we keep pushing, everything will be fine. Yeah. Yes, moving on to lap 8. The incident that would really, really break my soul. Did you catch that?
Fuck.
No, that wasn't your YouTube buffering, that wasn't your computer, that was my game. That's right, the entire lobby was hit with that freeze for a brief second. Pretty much everybody else came out of it unscathed, but you know who didn't? Me. That's right, me. I was the only poor sucker who got thrown into a wall and lost their wheel. And I was about to retire from the race But one of my buddies, acting as my crew chief and motivator, told me to just pull her out to the pits, which is, you know, something I technically recommend that everybody does. When stuff like this happens, you can limp the car back to the pits if you don't have a wheel. You just have to be really careful, and you have to make sure that you repair all the damage. So that's what we were gonna do, and then we would be in for a 214-second pit stop, and we were gonna have a lot of ground to cover. So, after some time to gather my thoughts, and with a newly replenished car, it was time to hit the track and really buckle down. We were about 2 laps down from most of the cars in front of us, which meant that I had a lot of work to do. However, there were still a few guys in front of me that hadn't quite caught up to the rest of the pack, so I would be able to grab some positions from them. Now, the whole plan from the pit was essentially we had made what was called an undercut. Everybody else was gonna have to pit very soon based on where we are currently in the race, because either way we were gonna need new tires and some fuel. So we were kind of already ahead of the game with that, but we would have to take a splash of fuel later on in the race near the end. So hopefully that early pit that we had to take would work in our favor. And it does, for the most part, as you can see here. As you can see here at the start of lap 13 for Shane Frazier, he loses it over the curbs in the Corvette and slams into the wall. Now, I'm not sure how bad the damage was on the car, but apparently it was enough to make him want to retire to the garages as we see here, giving us P12. By lap 23, we'd managed to move up into P11 thanks to passing somebody while they were taking a pit stop, and soon we'd be trying to catch our way up to P10. However, Jacob Sayers in P9, who was a lap ahead of P10, seemed like he was going to have some other ideas. Let's roll the clip. Yeah, so he turned into me, and I kind of had nowhere to go from there, and it's fine, you know, it is what it is. It's just a racing accident, but yeah. Now we get to lap 35. We're in P9 after making 2 more passes from people pitting, and we have this Aston Martin on our ass. And I'm gonna be honest, guys, I don't really know where he thought he was gonna go here. That absolutely unnecessary. Like, taking a look at his angle from the chase cam, he goes on the far outside of that corner, and he was never gonna make that line. You know, I don't know why he chose that line. And then, after dropping back to P10 to add insult to injury, this indecisive hypercar decides to rear end me into pit lane, causing me to get a stop and go. And to be honest, I don't really know what his line of thinking here was, but brother, come on. So, after serving a stop and go, a few laps later, we managed to get back into P9 because somebody else was in the pits, and the rest of the race was just as smooth as I could keep it. Here we're on the last lap, and I gotta say, man, I do have a lot of fun racing in this league. There's a lot of really talented guys in here, like I said earlier, and just racing in Le Mans Ultimate is really fun for me. I like being able to get out of like the normal lobbies and just have a group of guys who are super fast and passionate about the game to just race with at least once a week. But I don't know what was in the air tonight, bro, with people's driving. It was crazy. Between the server lag and everybody else just being fucking weird with some of their decisions, I'm just very grateful that I was able to get back into a top 10, and that I had the help of my buddies giving me some pep talks and some ideas for pit strats to keep myself in a better finishing position. So a big shout out to them. But I'm gonna let you guys enjoy this last little bit of the last lap of the race. And if you enjoyed the video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and come hang out with me. Your support means the world to me. So thanks for watching, and enjoy the lap. Nice.
Let's go. First points. And I'm drinking some champagne.
Hell yeah, boys.
I was not joking.